everyone, this is Steelheart with Grievance Total Gaming Network, and today once again we are exploring Landmark. This day we are going to explore and walk through and get a tour by Soulquake of Soulquake's Retreat. Now, you're wondering why I'm hanging from this pillar right here. Well, allow me to show you. There, we are sitting on top of a very tall mountain, and this is an exclusive retreat, for one must have a grappling hook to get up here. Now, Soulquake here, can you tell us a little bit about this?
Absolutely. So, my first claim, I started down just on the flatlands down there, and I wanted to learn the tools a bit, kind of get familiar with everything, which is always necessary. I'm not really good at Minecraft either, so what I did is after I learned the tools, I picked up my entire claim, and I was going to intentionally or initially put it back down where I had it, but it didn't let me do that. So I looked around for available land, and as I'd been venturing, I saw some of these up top here. So I came up here, and it was available. So I adjusted the height of my claim so that I could get partly down inside the mountain. And then I used the selection tool. I used giant size blocks of selection to dig my way back into the mountain. And then inspiration came from just magazines like Log Home Living, Timber Home, that kind of thing, Yellowstone Lodge, and my wife, who wants a nice lodge with a wolf statue and all kinds of cool things, so decided to give a shot at that.
So now the view from here is spectacular. Is this your wife's dream cottage?
yeah, it's definitely close.
You were telling me about these rails earlier today. How did you make those?
Well, I saw a tutorial online for a little tiny miniature voxel, smaller than even the smallest brick that you can put down. And what that voxel does is pulls things to it and attaches itself to wherever you put it. So I decided to make a line of about 4 of those, just a straight line of that. So what I did is put 8 bricks stacked on top of each other of wood, used the smoothing tool on that and shrunk it down to the smallest I could, about 6 times, so it would make a straight line, and then did the vertical rails first all the way down, and then as you put one through it, you turn one sideways and put it through it, it attaches everything and makes a nice design.
It really does, and obviously they are exact duplicates, each little, for lack of a better word, pillar going up to the rail. It looks really, really nice and really uniform.
Yeah, instead of copy paste, I found it easier just to use that line and move it over a little bit, and it seemed to attach everything really nice.
Now, what type of wood are these pillars made out of? Is that wood? That's really interesting what you have here.
Now for that, I saw a tutorial on how to make a circular tower, a really giant sized one, and they said use really big bricks, stack a couple on top, select those, use the smoothing tool until you get it circular, and then you cut out the middle of it, not the top and the bottom, just draw a selection in the middle so you have the most circular portion. Then you make a template of that and stack that on top of each other, and it makes it as round as possible. So I just did a miniature version of that and used partly burled wood and part regular wood and made swirls, just kind of like stripe down of burled, stripe down of normal with the paint tool.
That looks really neat, man. All right.
Save money because burled wood is expensive.
Yeah, and hard to get. Show us around a bit.
Okay. So what I did here is another tutorial. I just looked how to make an arch, made the onyx archway. Made my walls a little thicker so that I could have different color inside. Originally on my first claim, I made single blocks, and that just didn't allow for much wiggle room. If you wanted to smooth something, it makes them paper thin sometimes. So I tried to make dual layer of stone at the bottom. Made a sunken kind of a seating area. This is going to be right here.
Kind of reminiscent of the old sunken living rooms of the 70s.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then try to make a really nice size to the ceiling fireplace, because that's lodge like. If you've been in any of the lodges, they have the big stone fireplaces.
Oh, yeah, massive fireplaces.
And then the ceiling, which is way up there, I used four really big, or actually I used five really big beams, and then used the line tool, which is pretty finicky right now. But if you use the second size of the line tool, not the single voxel, it'll actually make pretty nice angles from one to the other.
Now, is that tungsten and plank?
It's actually just, yeah, the regular wood and then grass, until I find a better material, just to make sure I could see where the offset would be.
And you use the eyedropper for the grass?
Yeah, yeah, I just painted it on there.
I still have not mastered that tool yet.
Yeah, it's a little tricky.
See, this is why I like interviewing people and talking to people, because most
Yeah.
y'all have a lot more talent than I ever will.
Well, it's just learning the tools, and it's a good time to ask, how did you do that? So, and then this is just a little eatery area here. It's gonna be kind of like a kitchen. And then I made some stairs over this away. I tried to make it, inside I was going to use pillars as well to make it seem a little more realistic, so that not everything's floating, and that seemed to make it flow better.
It really does. It looks natural.
And then up top, I always liked the idea of having an open loft where you could see the seating area below. So that's the idea behind this. And then there will be a room over here. Again, lodges don't close everything off, so the room will just, instead of having solid walls, it'll just be the beams, and better beams once I get them drawn.
Now, are you hoping for windows for this front? Because this front over here, all these frames, this looks really nice. Are you going to leave it open like this,
Yeah,
or if we have windows in the future, are you gonna window it up a bit?
I'm kind of waiting to see. They're planning on adding things, weekly. If they had their way, they would do it weekly. So we'll see. It'd be nice to have some glass, but a lot of the materials will bleed really well, like sapphire and ruby, and you can get a nice effect if you just paint even the wood here, the wood inlay. You can get some nice colors in there. So we'll see what they make of it with the future weeks here. Yeah, you can see a little bit of the bleeding here with the amethyst, and let's see what I use, alabaster and onyx.
I
Trying to
really
just
like
test
that
how they melt
alabaster.
together. Yeah, nice, right?
That's one of my
It's a
favorite building materials.
Yeah, it's very vivid. Marble's nice. It does give you a good contrast, but the alabaster, it just pops.
Yeah, with the marble, I found out that as nice as it is, too much can really overdo it. When I repainted my whole tower with marble, yeah, that didn't look so good. Looked like it was a ice palace or something.
Did it? And then safety first, I tried to put railings everywhere here. And of course, this is the best. This is my favorite area. As soon as I get some lighting up here, this is going to be awesome. You can see off in the distance there, Grievance headquarters.
Yep, way out there. I like it
Yeah,
how
it's
the
been a
mountain.
blast.
I like how you really built this into the mountain. I'm gonna grapple up here.
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure how high my claim goes.
As everybody can see, look at this. Coming up on it from behind, you can't even tell there's anything there. I mean, it's literally built right into the mountain. It's really neat. Let's see if I can get on the deck without falling totally off. Hey, how about me? Well, very nice, Soulquake. Thank you for sharing this with us today.
Yeah, thanks for showing it. It's been really fun. Had a blast so far.
I can't wait to see what it looks like when you get the fireplace and everything furnished. This is really nice. Alright, everyone. This has been Steelheart with Grievance Total Gaming Network, and once again, we have been touring Soulquake's retreat. If you're curious where this is, it is on the Courage server, the Oasis Island, and I'll pull up the map so I can show you where we are. And we are right here where this arrow is. So, y'all come by, take a look.